Oh, what a fail. Alright. Fight. Metal Claw. I did a little bit of grinding the other day, trying to make my Pokemon a little tougher, but not quite enough, I don't think. I'm in change. Pokemon. Might have to fight the rival a few times. Hey, who's watching? Feel free to chat. Hey, Nintendo! Thanks for stopping in. How's your Saturday morning? Why didn't I switch to Rattata? I'm not thinking right now. Oh well. So, I'm sure you saw the other day on your Switch that they installed the Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green. What do you call it? Fire Red Leaf Green. I'm like, it's so mean because it's like, why did you install it and have it on my screen if I can't play it? A little low compared to the game? Alright, 1 second. How about now? I just boiled down the overall volume of the game. Check Discord general chat. It's installing updates for some reason. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Alright. I'm about to die. That's okay, though. Fight. Ancient power. Headbutt. There we go. Death. I am throwing. I'm throwing big time. I meant to go to Rattata and use Quick Attack. Oh, it was a crazy stream in Honduras that I had yesterday. So many super chats were happening. Also, check out my shirt. Teenage Mutant Ninja Squirtles. Let's do Quick Attack again. Let's see if Togepi could do something. He actually ate that pretty good. He was streaming for quite a while. I want to say it was at least a good hour or two. Oh, Fundoris, you're on too. That's so cool. You actually get to see what I look like now. Oh, everyone's dead. I promise you, I'm a lot better at Pokemon than this. This is just a hard game. And I'm throwing a little bit. Alright, come on, Bayleaf. Don't kill. I can live it. Dang it. I can't live it because it crit. Alright. Let's try it again. Let's see. He's going to start with... I'm going to start with Rattata. Watch, he's not going to start with Ghastly this time. If he does, though, then I'm good to go, because Ghastly won't be able to hit me, although he'll probably switch out to something else. I noticed the money in this game is, like, kind of stingy. They're stingy with how much money they give you. Maybe I'm just coming from a place that's used to how much money they give you in the newer games. Yeah, so this game is a fan-made MMO that essentially takes ROMs from White, Soul Silver, Red, and Fire Red, rather, and Emerald, and essentially uses those as the backbone for the maps and stuff. What the heck? Dracula. And then it basically turned it into a multi-region game. Yeah, this is Poke MMO. Hey, Tepig's in too. Hey, I'm not trying to step on your guys' toes for streaming on Friday, so I want everyone to go over to your channel, first, and then if people want to come over after, I'll probably be playing Fire Red and Leaf Green for a little bit after. But I don't want to, be in the way of anything you're doing. Let's do this. Bayleaf is a thorn in my side. Eddie. Yeah, I feel like if we all support each other and help each other grow, that's a better environment than trying to compete with one another. You know what I think would be fun is a joint series. I don't know on what, but maybe we could do it with Fire Red and Leaf Green with the new ROMs that came out. Maybe do like a joint Nuzlocke Soul Link or something. My goal is to, at minimum, just be able to basically get a little bit of monetization on this channel as a side gig. I'm not trying to make this my main thing at all. So I know a lot of other people are able to get it there. I just don't have the time for it in my schedule. It's hard for me to record and edit the videos. Streams have been a little more successful for me than videos. But obviously streams are hard to get successful if you don't have any people watching them. So I think it was Tepig that asked me a couple weeks ago in my stream if I had a goal, like a sub goal this year. Maybe like 5. Hey, do you want to do a 3-way stream for the Pokemon Presents on Discord? Dude, I've had my channel since 2015. Yeah, but trying to maybe see if I could achieve 5. Why am I going to the gym? I'm like not paying attention right now. I'm trying to see if I can get like 5K subs by the end of the year. I feel like that's a reasonable goal. I don't think I'll achieve it, but I think it's reasonable. Oh, a Paris. Nice. Let's use quick attack. Do I catch a Paris, guys, and use it on the team instead of something else? course. Yeah, why not? Let's catch it. See what it has. I need a grass type, so maybe I'll put Sandshrew away, because Sandshrew's kind of felt a little rough. Nose Absorb, Poison Pattern, Stun Spore, and Growth. And Dry Skin. Loses HP during the sunlight, water attacks, and rain restores. Ooh, that would be a good double battle with Rain Dance. Maybe I'll get it later. Go get the Farfetch'd now. I like the newer Soul Silver version of this puzzle better than the original one from, what do you call it? Gold and Silver. Dude, I don't know if you understood what I was trying to say earlier, Nintendo, but I was saying that last night, or yesterday, a bunch of my pre-order, like I pre-ordered Resident Evil 9, and I got the bundle that came with 7 and 8. And I also pre-ordered both. And I also pre-ordered both of the Fire Red and Leaf Green, and yesterday they downloaded onto my Switch. And I was like, ooh, they're here. And then they wouldn't let me play, and I'm like, darn, no early play for me since I pre-ordered. So it's like, it's awesome because, ooh, Oddish. Maybe I'll get that for my grass type. Because it's like, once the 27th hits, I don't have to worry about waiting to like download the games at all. But like, also, I'm now teased by the icons being on my home menu. Yeah, it's fine. It's like, I feel like it's just a week, so it's not that bad. But also, if you're gonna release it as like a pre-order for just a week away, why? That doesn't really make sense at the same time. Why not just let us play it for the week, building up into the what do you call it? Into the new into Pokemon Presents Day. Sorry, my brain sometimes doesn't want to work when I'm trying to talk. You know what I think is interesting to me about the Fire Red Leaf Green ROMs is that not all the Pokemon were available in ooh, Poison Fang. Not all the Pokemon were available in Fire Red Leaf Green. You actually needed to have no, not Bite. Let's replace Swift. You actually needed to have Ruby, Sapphire, and Colosseum in order to be able to collect all the Pokemon. There's a lot of Kanto Pokemon like the, or not Kanto Pokemon, but Johto Pokemon like the Johto starters that you could only get from Colosseum into your Fire Red and Leaf Green copy by connecting them via the GameCube. I want to say you had to use the like cable thing that you could attach to your Game Boy Advance. And you could then transfer Pokemon from Colosseum into your forget that. Let's switch out for Dracula. You could actually transfer Pokemon from Colosseum into your Leaf Green or Fire Red copy, or your Ruby or your Sapphire too, I believe, as well. Point being is that we don't have Ruby and Sapphire yet as ROMs, and theoretically we may not be able to access or play both Colosseum and Leaf Green, because if Colosseum is on NSO, Leaf Green is a ROM port. Who knows? They may build in some kind of home compatibility to Pokemon Colosseum, even though it's a ROM. Dang it. Venonat! I love Venonat. We're getting it. You found it for $5? That's so lucky. We had it when it was brand new, and we had the bonus Jirachi disc. I don't know where our copy went. I still have my GameCube, though. I will say this about Coliseum. It really is a spin-off game in the sense that it plays nothing pretty much like any other Pokemon game. Except for in the sense, if you took basically the only thing that you were doing... Whoops, I just killed Venonat. If you took that you're only fighting the evil people... if you're only fighting the evil people, then basically you have a situation of... I'm going to go heal real quick. Just the evil team, no badges, and then also there was no wild Pokemon in Coliseum that you could fight either. Ooh, there's a Psyduck? What the heck? That's interesting. Let me switch to Dracula and see if I can catch this. Yeah, if you go to like pretty much any store or look for it on Amazon, you can't find the bonus disc for less than like $150 to maybe $200. It's crazy. The bonus disc in ours was, I believe, in the same box. I don't think it was like a separate box from the actual game. I think it was like a disc that was just underneath the main disc. Bruce! Fight. I need some sort of experience share ASAP. This is getting rough. Alright. But another frustrating aspect that when you do play Coliseum that you might find irritating is the snag-emmed Pokemon that you catch. So that's how you get new Pokemon, is that you steal them basically from Team Snag 'em, which concept in and of itself is awesome. But it's the way that it's executed, the Pokemon won't level or gain any experience until they've been purified. Because basically what's happening is Team Snag 'em has basically used some sort of shadow energy or power or something like that to control their Pokemon. And so they're like the shadow Pokemon in Pokemon Go. And you have to basically battle with them and gain friendship with them, and then take them to this place to go like be purified once they've got max like trust in you. And here's the fun part, is that when you do that, it gives you like all the experience that they gained in one go. So like, for example, you get say a Bayleaf at like level 20 or something like that, and then let's say you battle and battle and battle and battle with it, and it gets all those experience points and should theoretically be maybe like 35. Once you purify it, it becomes 35. Yeah. It's a really cool game. It's definitely a departure from like a standard play because, like I said, there's no wild Pokemon for you to build your team with. You're literally building your team off of these snagged Pokemon. And then you have to purify them. But it's really cool because you start out with just the Espeon and the Umbreon. Why am I trying to go to the gym again? I was thinking of trying to do a Pokemon Coliseum playthrough on the channel. Not a stream, but maybe record some videos. But I'm not sure. Because like I said, I've not been able to have as much time to be able to make videos. Fight. You know what I like to do sometimes? When I don't have the time to watch people's streams, I've even done that for you guys a little bit from time to time, is I'll jump into the stream and then do other things that I have to get done. Doesn't let me participate in the stream as much, but at least you guys get the view hours, and I can listen on the side. Pursuit. Let's get rid of Tackle. Okay, so I need suggestions for what my eventual team should be. Obviously, it's going to include, for Alligator, my starter, And I'm pretty set on keeping Zubat in the party. But I want suggestions for the other. Ooh, I get another shot at Venonat. Also, should I keep it to Johto Mons only? Or should I incorporate some, what do you call it? Kantos and other Mons as well. So, sorry, real quick to go back to what I was talking about with the Colosseum and the Ruby and all that is, I wonder if one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to give us the ability. All right, see you later, fun. I was wondering if they are going to give us the ability to get all the Pokemon in Fire Red and Leaf Green, or if they're eventually going to drop Ruby and Sapphire. Thanks, man. Thanks for dropping by. Or if they're going to just allow the access with Colosseum and give us Ruby and Sapphire eventually. It would make more sense for them to just drop Ruby and Sapphire ROMs for us to buy eventually, and then allow connectivity to Colosseum for the others. Or allow us to basically port all those Pokemon in from Pokemon Home. Did I not catch the Psyduck? I don't think I caught the Psyduck. I think I accidentally killed it. I think I'd be more in favor for them eventually giving us Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire ports. And then letting us trade and connect that way. But I would also be okay with them eventually giving us, like, the DLCs, if you will, of the extra Pokemon. Ooh, what video are you working on? Mega Drain? My Pokemon just die so quickly. Let's get Togepi a level. Tackle? Acid. Oof. Oh man, Tepig has always been one of, like, the worst Pokemon to try to level up and evolve, because it needs friendship, which means that you need to kind of use it in combat, but it sucks. It's been better in this game than it was in the original games, but still terrible. Okay. A critical, of course. Go to Sandshrew and see if we can use Metal Claw and get some level. Time to go back to the Pokemon Center. I'm gonna run for now. I need some repels. These Pokemon are coming way too frequently. Hey, Tepig. So, Tepig, I have a question. What should my team look like? Do you have thoughts? Or anybody else that may be watching right now. Any thoughts? Bro, I don't know if I'm going to beat the plane badge today. Oh my gosh. I swear they've like cranked up how many steps like it seems like I'm running into Pokemon left and right. Ugh. I want to fight these Pokemon because of like I want to get the levels and the experience, but like also I'm like I just want to get this bird and then go back to town and heal. I don't want to be fighting with my Sandshrew and stuff. Because that's the only one really that I have out right now. Other than maybe, I guess I could swap over to Dracula. He kind of could use some levels. But everyone else is sort of fine right now. And what do I mean by everyone else? I mean my Dunsparce and my... I do have Zubat. I'm going to evolve it into Crobat eventually. So the two Pokemon I have on my team that are going to be permanents. What the heck? A Wild Horde. Okay. Let's go Rollout. So yeah, the only Pokemon I have on my team right now that are going to be permanents are Crobat and Feraligatr. We'll see what else I decide to add as permanent. Dunsparce looks like he might be a permanent too, because he's been pretty good. Definitely probably going to replace Sandshrew and Rattata eventually with something. Here my nephew's running around outside in the backyard. Sandshrew's been getting better as I get him levels. Magnitude. Nice. Let's move over. Can I? Oh, they allowed it to learn over HMs in this. Rollout is a little bit of a busted move if you can get the momentum going. I already have Magnitude. The heck? That's weird. That must be a little glitch. Because I already have Magnitude. Alright, let's get a little bit of... Let's see what happens if I just Metal Claw. Ah. Oh, good, I avoided it. I tried to use Sunkern in an original playthrough of my Soul Silver. Sunkern's honestly a little bit weak, but I would not be opposed to trying it in this because a lot of the Pokemon seem to have better movesets and things in this comparatively to their original counterparts. Like for example, Dracula is only level 15 and already has Wing Attack, which I believe in the original Soul Silver you wouldn't get Wing Attack on him until like 17 or 18 or something like that. And he started out with a pretty solid moveset too. Stop with the hypnosis, man. The other issue with Sunkern is that I gotta come across a Sunstone, which theoretically should be doable through the bug catching tournament, but I don't know. Wouldn't be opposed to it though. I'll catch one probably and see what happens with it. I do definitely think I want the primary amount of Pokemon, the majority of the Pokemon on my team to be Johto Pokemon, though, for while I'm in Johto. And then what I'm going to probably do is I'm probably going to just take my Feraligatr over to Kanto, and or over wherever I'm going, and then from there, I mean, obviously I think they let you pick one of the starters in the other regions. But I think what I'll do is I'll do like what Ash did, basically, and just take my starter to the new region and collect a whole new set of Pokemon, rather than just destroying everything with my Crobat and everyone else. No, I do know that they, as far as I remember from the last time I played this game, they do down level your Pokemon to like fit your trainer level for the region. I don't know if they did that in this game as much, if they fixed that or changed that at all, but because I'm not really seeing a trainer level anymore. But there used to be a trainer level that would essentially determine what level your Pokemon would actually be able to be at. So if you were like trainer level 5, your Pokemon could only really obey you if they were like level 25 and lower. Excuse me, sorry about the yawning. And so each region was locked to a specific trainer level. I don't know if they changed that, because that was a while ago that I played this game. I probably should get some repels. This is getting a little bit ridiculous. Rattata. Let's see if we can get Rattata a level with this fight. Wonder if I can teach Rattata Cut in this, or if it has to be Sandshrew, because I don't really have a move on Sandshrew that I want to get rid of. Really? With the hypnosis? Goodness. So I don't know, last week I had like 10 viewers at one point in the stream. No one was chatting, though. And I don't know if it was just because they were just not wanting to, or because, I mean, you're not obviously required to chat in chat. But usually if there's at least one or two people in chat, there might be at least one or two chats throughout the course. So I was wondering if maybe some of them might have been just like bots that were on my stream or something and just weren't responding. I don't know. I don't know how all that works. But feel free to come and participate in as much as you'd like, or as little as you'd like. I'm just happy you're here, and happy I can entertain you. What's really I am still working on getting the monetization stuff up. So right now what I'm working on, wow, 10 is a lot to not have chat, right? 10 is a lot to not have anyone chatting. But I don't know if you heard that. That was my back gate. My nephews are running around in the backyard playing. Let's use a super potion. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so right now I'm trying to get the watch hours up so that I can start with memberships and super chats in these live streams. I don't know how long it'll be before I'll be able to get the requirements completed for being able to monetize with ads and whatnot, but I know I'm only like 50 subscribers away from being able to reach that 1,000 mark. But I don't know about the other situation where with like views or whatever that you're required to have. I gotta double check that. All right, so let's go into our HMs and teach Cut. Oh, Rattata can do it. That's perfect because Rattata is actually a normal type, and so it'll get stabbed for this. Oops, sorry. There we go. Nice. Come on, Celebi. No? Okay. Never mind. Yuck. So actually, if I go into my YouTube studio, and I go to earn, it looks like I need 50 subscribers exactly as of right now, and a total of 4,000 watch hours on videos, or 10 million watch hours on shorts. So it wouldn't take me that much more to get to the monetization point after getting the 3,000 watch hours that I need to earn on YouTube. So that's not bad, actually. I think the requirements are pretty reasonable to get to. It's not too difficult. Where you at on that stuff, Tepig? Do you got work to do, or are you able to take like memberships and stuff right now? So far, so good on the continuity with these streams. What is this? The third week in? I think, yeah, the third week deep. It's pretty good. And I plan on 2 streams for next week because I'm gonna do the Friday morning for Pokemon Day. We'll see who joins in that one. And then also, what do you call it? I got a poisoning now. I got a cure for my. Do I have an antidote? I do not. I do have an antidote. Use on Rattata. Then let's use a potion. Alright, it doesn't need to be full health. And then I also plan on doing the 4th badge next Saturday. Promoted a video and it killed the channel. Ooh, that's unfortunate. So I actually had over 1,000 subscribers at one point. I had made this video that was like an edit. There's a show called This Is Us. I don't know if you've heard of it. It was pretty popular while it was airing. It finished a few years back, but basically there were these flash forward sequences that were happening in certain episodes starting way back in like the 2nd season, because they were building to some sort of moment that was going to happen at the end of the series. And so I had taken, it was like, I think at the end of season 4 or something like that, I had taken all of the, maybe it was the end of season 5, I don't remember. But I had taken basically all of the videos, all the scenes that we got of those flash forwards so far, and I had compiled them in like a chronological editing. Actually, I have a newer version of that video up on my channel right now. You can watch it if you wanted to. But it had accumulated like 1 million views plus in like a couple of weeks. It was crazy how fast that video grew. But obviously I don't have all those views anymore because I deleted that video off of my channel. And the reason that I did that was because I had basically eligibility for monetization at that point in time. But they were claiming that most of my stuff was coming from stuff that didn't belong to me, and I was assuming they were talking about that video, so I deleted it in case that was what was causing my monetization issues, and it also deleted all those views that I had. So it wouldn't let me do it anymore. It wouldn't let me apply for monetization until I got more views back up. And so here's where I'm at now. That was what, 6 to 7 years ago? So let's see. It was around 2020, I believe. It was around then. because I know it was around the COVID era of time. No, I don't want to replace anything. Yes, I want to give up learning. So, yeah, it was unfortunate, but I think they have altered the earning on YouTube situation a little bit since then. And they made it a little bit easier to get to at least a portion of the earning. Because before, all of it was like lumped into the one thing that was have 1,000 subscribers and have 4,000 valid public watch hours. Now, they've had this have 500 subscriber situation with 3 uploads and 31 valid public watch hours to be able to get supers and memberships and promote a shop. No, why does it keep wanting me to be cancel? Yes, give up learning. Rabbits, man. In any case, I'm getting there. I just need to start putting out videos and doing streams so that people watch my content so I can get those watch hours. That's pretty much the only thing holding me back at this point. I just picked up a leaf stone. That'll help with gloom. Or what if I did Blossom for my grass type? I've never used Blossom before. That would be an interesting choice. I apologize if I ramble too much. Oh, I probably should not be using that until I heal. Yep, because there goes Sandshrew. Let's get Dracula out here. Let's wing attack these fools. Goodbye, Odette. So I have a couple videos of yours, Tepic, that I'm fixing to watch soon. I just haven't been able to. Also, if you haven't done it already, I would buy, it's on sale right now. You can get it for $40 or for $60 you can get the deluxe edition that has all the DLCs that are available. But there's the new Mafia Old Country game that's out now. And I bought it last night and was playing with my buddy. It's not a 2-player game, it's just we were taking turns. It's pretty cool. It's really good looking, graphically speaking. And also, oh my gosh, my yawning is going to kill me one of these days. Let's change you out to Dracula. It's got pretty fun gameplay. It does take a minute for you to get like guns and like do much in the game. It's very much feels like one of those kinds of video games that's sort of railroads you through the storyline, but it's almost like it feels like a active movie where you're basically participating in the movie more so than a video game where there's like, you're playing, at least for a while, and then eventually it gets obviously to that more video gamey kind of a place where you're actually taking control of the character and making choices and killing people and whatnot. I might do a video series on that at some point. I don't know. I don't know what kind of videos I'm really wanting to, other than Pokemon, obviously, because I'm going to make Pokemon videos on this channel. Because why would I call myself Squirtle Master Kenobi and then not make Pokemon videos? That seems silly. Of course, grow together. I feel like if more YouTubers just collaborated and worked together and promoted each other, like I think I'm gonna just always start saying, hey, go follow Fundoris, TepicTube, and you know I'm gonna do it right now. Go follow Fundoris, TepicTube, and Nintendo. If you're watching this video, go do it right now. Give them a like on a video. Go follow them. And while you're at it, follow me and like this video. Just saying, it's free. It feels good. Doesn't cost much because it's free. Follow all your favorite YouTubers. Don't just lurk and watch. Oh my gosh. I literally took 2 steps. Oh well. Let me see. Let's go out to... I think what I man... Yeah, no problem. You know what I noticed about streaming that's the most difficult thing? Is paying attention to chat, addressing as many things as possible, but also focusing on your game. I noticed the more I try to focus on chat, the more mistakes I tend to make while playing the game. Dude, I feel like it got less bad like by the DS era. I feel like once you got to the DS era, it wasn't that bad. I feel like I could actually walk a pretty far distance in a cave without actually running into anything. But yeah, for sure in like Leaf Green and Red and Blue and Ruby Sapphire, there was like... I would take like a step and run into another Pokemon. It was horrible. Especially when you were like, I need to get back to the Pokemon Center because my Pokemon are all about to die. But it was part of the charm of the game at the same time, too. It's like everyone has that memory of running into like 1,000 Zubats in Mount Moon while you're trying to get out to go heal your Pokemon. Disable. You're disabling wing attack, aren't you? Dang it. Let's use Poison Fang on you then. Oh, that did nothing. Also, there was a weird switch for me at some point with Zubat. I can't remember which game it was. It might have been Diamond and Pearl. But I remember I was using a Zubat, and I was like, this Pokemon is really cool. Why did I always hate it? And then I remembered, oh yeah, that's because in Red and Blue... That's because in Red and Blue, you run into like 1,000 of them, and they supersonic you to death and confuse you, and then they leech life you, and you can't do anything. And then when you catch one yourself, they're like terrible because the supersonic leech life strategy pretty much never works. Ugh. Oh, you're still here, Nintendo? Nice. We were just talking about how the older games were really annoying because they had, you know, I'm going to heal you with a super potion, perhaps? No. Let me go to the right Pokemon to heal. Anyway, we were talking about how in the original, like Red and Blue and all the older games, it was really annoying because you'd take like 2 steps and there'd be another Pokemon. And then I was saying how like when you're in Mount Moon, essentially, you'd fight like a bajillion Zubats while you're trying to get out of there to heal your Pokemon. Ooh, flinched. Good. So I don't know if either of you watched my previous streams at all, but last weekend when I was getting ready to fight Bugsy and everything, I accidentally had Croconaw learn over Water Gun. So he presently has no water move. So stupid. I'm going to try to go get Headbutt for Dunsparce. Alright, Togepi. You need like a good move that like does damage. That's what you need. So here's my question. Is it better if I just talk incessantly the whole stream? Or is it good if I stop and take breathers from time to time? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to... At the rate of times that I'm fighting wild Pokemon, I don't know that I'm going to get to... I might have to just start running from back. See? I took a step. I don't know if I'm going to get to Whitney in the stream because I'm probably not going to stream for more than a couple hours. If I get to a couple hours. It's already almost at an hour right now. Can't escape. Great. I don't mind it either as long as it, like, goes somewhere. If people are just rambling, it's kind of like, all right, what are you even saying? Most YouTubers are pretty good at, like, not just being rambly. The only time I would prefer them to not talk is, like, if we're legitimately, like, going through a story moment of a video game or something and I'm, like, wanting to hear the cutscene. But it's like, usually I'm not watching them play the video game for my own sake to watch the cutscenes. I'm usually watching for their reaction. So I don't like, kind of them talking is more important to me than the cutscene usually. I obtained TM Headbutt. All right, let's see who can learn it. Oh, use. Eddie can use it. And let's learn over Pursuit, because Pursuit's really not that good of a move. Although Pursuit would be really good for... Do I get rid of Rage and drop the Rage stat? I don't know. I think the Rage strat's better on him than... Yeah, let's get rid of Pursuit. I think that's the best. All right, I'm going to try to get out of here, go heal my Pokemon, and then I'm going to try to headbutt a few things. All right. I want to figure out the best ways to also promote our channels and stuff like that too. It's where we get into the algorithm better. I know one way you get into algorithms is by people following you and liking your videos and watching them, because then they get pushed to those people. But like, until that happens, no, I'm not going to use headbutt. Until that happens, what is the strategy for getting into the algorithm so people find you? Yikes. This is not good. Butterfree, which has confusion, so therefore I am not going to use that Pokemon. I will actually go over to Bruce. I know that there's something to be said with like your videos themselves to like have the right keywords for that when people look up something that it pops up. But also there's an element of like the more people that watch it, the more you watch videos like that have those keywords in there, the more likely it'll pop up too. So I'm trying to figure all that stuff out. I've had relative okay viewership on my videos that I've posted. I think my biggest issue in that regard has honestly been consistency and not finishing the projects. So, I don't know. Nice. Oh, come on. And I get part of my consistency issue is just the busy life that I live. I don't often have the time to actually make videos and then edit them. I can make the video or I can edit the video. That's pretty much the amount of time I have. So I need to figure that out. I need to try to schedule time away specifically each week for that kind of work. Wonder why I can't use those or what they even are. They look like they might be some kind of raid den. Yeah, videos with good titles is probably helpful. I often go very generic with my titles and I do things like, oh, it's Pokemon Leaf Green Let's Go Episode 1. And I probably have too many words in my titles, but I know personally from me, I've always struggled with people that have had like titles that they use that are like, we're going to fight Erica. I'm like, okay, but which episode number is this in the series? Is this episode 4? Is this episode 5? You know? It's like having some kind of series and an episode number is helpful. Ooh, Ancient Power. Let's get rid of Charm. For me, at least, or at least having some sort of like abbreviation for what the series is, like LF EP4, and then today we take on Erica. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask Chat GPT what are some good. Oh, it's disabled. Maybe I'll ask Chat GPT what are some good titles for YouTube videos. See what it says. Also, I want to call my followers, my you know how everyone has like their own crew, like how there's like the Kanto kids that Vinny has, or 8-Bit Bros that Game Boy Luke has. I want to call my people the Squirtle Squad, but I feel like that is a copyright infringement. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe there's something else that we can call them? Like the Ninja Squirtles, but even that could potentially be copyright. And I could get in trouble for. Squirrel Squad seems like such a generic term, though, that it's like, could I really be attacked for that? What about... See, my Discord channel that I have is called the Order of Squirtle, because like the Order of not Jedi or whatever, the Jedi Order, you know. Yeah, I don't know, because putting squad at the end of something is sort of a generic thing to do. Oh, quick attack is disabled. I probably should stop trying to use it. I don't know. I mean, I suppose I could always just start doing it and then see what happens. I don't think I'm big enough yet for them to care. I was wondering on not Nintendo, but on, of course, the confusion had to basically make me lose that fight. On the channel the other day, when Vendoris was streaming, they were going over the streaming things to do the Pokemon Presents. I looked it up, and it doesn't appear that you actually... The Wave Riders, that's an interesting one. I wonder if that could conflict, though, with, like, the Legends of Tomorrow, because that's the name of their ship. But I do like that. That's kind of cool. Tidal Force could be interesting, too, because that could kind of like the Force from Jedi, so it incorporates the Star Wars stuff. I want to try to see if I can't... oh my gosh, all my Pokemon are just dying. I want to see if I can't find some kind of thing that incorporates both Star Wars and Squirtle into it. So I'm Squirtle Master Kenobi. Kenobi is the Star Wars part, and Squirtle is the... what do you call it? The Pokemon part. So what kind of cool... I feel like the order of Squirtle isn't, like, it doesn't flow off the tongue very well. You know? So it's fine for maybe, like, the Discord channel. But, let's see. Does Vinny have his? Yeah, Vinny calls his Discord channel the Kanto Kids. So I might think on that. interesting thought could be doing something that sounds like... So it should sound like a Jedi thing because I'm Kenobi. So what if I did something that was like... sounded like a Jedi? Squirtle Order? Does that sound lame? Instead of the Order of Squirtle? Wave Riders I think I like better than Tidal Force. But I like the idea that Tidal Force incorporates some Star Wars aspect into the titling. But I feel like Wave Riders works better for, like, we're calling them the Kanto Kids or whatever, you know. Oh my gosh, I literally took 2 steps. This is getting so old. All my Pokemon are dead that need the levels, so I'm just going to run right now. Oh, come on. A Spearow. Let's see how good just using Headbutt works. Boom. I kind of want to see if I can incorporate a Heracross into the team. That was one of the Pokemon that I really like from this generation. Headbutt. I'm trying to think here. That's another cool title. That I could use for the people on the channel. My mind just keeps coming back to Squirrel Squad because it just sounds so cool. How does, like, Squirtlings sound? Does that sound weird? Because, like, you could go based off, like, younglings, right? Or shell prentices? No, those are stupid. I don't like those. Oh, come on. I'm going to ask ChatGPT what it thinks. What should I call my YouTube fan base? Is that the right way to call it? My channel is called Squirtle Master Kenobi. Headbutt. Oh, they have a Chikorita. Interesting. The Kenobi crew, the Shell Shockers, the Water Tribe, the Bubble Beamers, Hydro Homies, the Wave Riders. Hey, just like you said. That's fun. Jedi Kenobi, the Kenobi Council, Jedi Turtles, the Aqua Order, Master of the Shell, the High Ground Squad. The High Ground Squad. I think I like that one. Force of the Tide, the Shell side, the Hydro Nation, the Splash Army, the Shell Dominators, the Tsunami Gang, the Blue Battalion, the Kenobi's Commanders, the Wet Wizards. That's a little bit rough. The Moist Militia. Oh my gosh. The Drip Turtles, Bubble Buddies, Squad of the Shell. How about the Shell Squad? I kind of like the High Ground Squad. I might go with that one. Or High Ground Crew, maybe? High Ground Crew. I might go with High Ground Crew. What do you think? Maybe I'll put a poll on my channel and see what people think. Okay, let's see if we can get... Oh. I think High Ground's Squad because that incorporates like Squirtle Squad, and then High Ground is like the Star Wars aspect. Not telling me about breeding. I want to just get... Yeah, okay. Okay. And then I'm going to come back and talk to you and see if there's an egg. But I got to go to the Pokemon Center first. I made it. Made it to Goldenrod City. This might be as far as we can go because I have no idea if my Pokemon will be able to survive or not. They are pleasantly weak. Let me go try and headbutt some trees and see if I can get like a Heracross. So if I can get a Heracross. Can I get Heracrosses here? Pidgey. What level? 14? Probably worth fighting for the experience at the very least. I'm going to look up where to catch Heracross in Pokémon. Pokemon Forest spread on Jode regions by using headbutt on trees in Zaytown or on routes like Route 12. Am I in Route 12 right now? I'm on Route 34. Dive deeper in AI mode. Route 33. So if I want to get... Yeah, if I want to go get a Heracross, I got to go back through the forest. Oh, that was a treacherous area. Before I do that, I think I might get some... I think what I might try to do... We're not going to get the plain badge done today. I think what I might try to do is I might try to go back through the forest. Where is... Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to go in here. And see if I can get a Heracross. Because if I can get a Heracross, I can change a lot. Can I sell anything? Anything to sell? Yeah, sure. Buy 10 repels. We'll put our Pokeballs back up to 10. See, you can buy such a little amount of things in this game. It's so crazy. Can I register? Register. Hotkey 1. There you go. Yeah, like, why does it take so much to get money in this game? I don't get it. Oh, now, when I don't need you to not run into Pokemon. That's so funny. Wait, what? Me and other few were asking Pandoris about a reaction channel. Just wondering if you do something like that. What do you do? What do you make your thumbnails with? Just running? Oh, I usually make my thumbnails on Microsoft Publisher. I just throw in a picture and some words and stuff. I don't know that I'd make separate channels for things as much as I would potentially just have like one channel that does different things. I actually have done reactions to things, some commercials. I'm not sure I'm a good reactor is the problem. I don't think I am entertaining enough for that. I'm not opposed to it if people want it. Are you thinking like movie reactions? Because there's not a lot of movies I haven't seen. There are, well, I guess I shouldn't say there aren't a lot. There are not a lot of like movies that most people know about that they care about that I haven't seen. I've pretty much seen most of the movies, if not all of the movies that people kind of care about. There's probably a few here and there that I haven't seen that like people would be like, oh, you haven't seen that? You should watch it. Like Mickey 17, I haven't seen that one. I don't know if people would say I should have watched it. I was making some reaction videos with a friend of mine a while back where I was showing him the Fast and Furious movies, but we never got them out. We recorded it, we just never got it out. I still have all the footage, though. Oh, animes. Now, that's another situation. I could do probably a lot of reactions on animes. The only animes I've really watched are Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and Full Metal Alchemist, both versions. So I could definitely do like a reaction of Bleach or Demon Hunter or Attack on Titan and things like that. My main issue is for a lot of reaction videos is that when I try to capture off of Disney Plus or any of those things, they kind of block it. So it's like I have to kind of like figure out how I'm going to get a hold of footage to show, you know? I know some people have used like certain browsers that allow it or something like that, but I don't know. I do like animes. It's not often ones that I watch. Oh, another anime that I've watched a pretty good amount of them is the Digimon animes. Mostly the ones that involve the original characters. And then like some of the like later ones, but not all of them. No, I don't want Fierce Swipes. That could be interesting. Dragon Ball. I've watched all of Dragon Ball, and I've started Dragon Ball Z, but I haven't finished it yet. But it's been a long enough time since I've watched that one that I wouldn't mind going through and watching those again. I actually own all of those and can rip them onto my computer. And I actually have ripped them on my computer already, so I could just use my digital files. You've never watched Digimon? Bro. I'd say Digimon is kind of like The new Digimon, the Digimon Adventure Tri that they came out with, is a lot more good, like traditional anime style of show. But the original Digimon, basically, think about it this way: it's Pokemon, but instead of getting a whole team of 6 Pokemon, you just get the one Pokemon, and it's almost like it mega evolves like 3 different times, more or less. I just wasted one of these. I think if I were to do an anime watch through, ones that I'd probably want to do because they'd give me a big wealth of video content would be Dragon Ball. I'll just go through the whole Dragon Ball series, Bleach, or One Piece, because there's so many of those episodes. Kind of is a little bit great value Pokemon, but it's also a little different than Pokemon. I would say that it's kind of like if you took Pokemon and... Why am I going into the gym again? It's like if you took Pokemon and combined it with Power Rangers, more or less. Oop. Heracross? Nope. Mankey. That would actually be really good for Whitney. I don't know. Should I get it? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know if I want to spend the time training. I'm going to have to do some training between now and next week. We're going to have to fight Whitney next week. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. Should I try? What do you think? Before I end stream, should I try to fight Whitney? I'm going to get Heracross, and then maybe we'll try Whitney. I think we have time for that. Ooh, this is even better, Mankey. I think I'll try her 3 times, and if I don't beat her in 3 times, then we'll call it a day. There's a lot of the Pokemon animes that I haven't actually watched yet. I watched like the first 5 or 10 episodes of XYZ. Or of just that generation of anime. I watched pretty consistently from Generation 1 all the way through like the later end of Generation 3. The part of Generation 3 I haven't really watched has been basically the Pokemon League and the Battle Frontier part of that anime. Pardon me. And then I've watched a little bit of Diamond and Pearl, a little bit of Black and White, a little bit of X and Y, and basically none of Alola. I did not like that generation in general for the game, so it was hard. For me to get into it. Let's see, maybe I'll spend another 10 minutes seeing if I can find another 10 minutes seeing if I can find a Heracross. If one doesn't show up, how about this? We'll do 10 more encounters. If a Heracross doesn't show up in 10 encounters, I'm going to give up for now. I'll go try Whitney. And then, see, I'm just getting Mankeys right now, although this is pretty good experience. Sandshoe's going to probably do good with this, and I am right next to a Pokemon Center. Just go heal when I need to. I liked Black and White's game. I think the anime was fine, but I did feel like Iris and Silent were like Diet Misty and Brock, personally. I didn't watch a whole lot of the Pokemon Journeys either. I did watch like the last few. Why am I going into the Pokemon Center? I'm trying to go to the Pokemon Center. I did watch a lot of like the final season when Ash went on his like last little like victory lap, and then like got his Pidgeot back and stuff, and they had their little reunion with Squirtle and whatnot. But other than that, I didn't really watch any, and I haven't really watched any of Horizons yet. But I've heard Horizons is actually pretty decent. I think one thing I liked about the Pokemon Black and White games is that they forced you to use the Pokemon. Ooh, a Murkrow. Maybe I should catch this. See, yeah, One Piece has always been a little daunting to me because I'm always kind of like, ooh, do I want to nestle into a 1,000 episode like adventure that I'm not sure I'm gonna like? We'll see, right? Probably should pull out my man key and level it a bit so that I have a fighting type. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Togepi away, I think. Togepi's kind of useless right now. I'll have to grind it out to become a Togetic. Super Fang? Oh, heck yeah. Let's get rid of... No, don't confirm release. Let's get rid of Pursuit. Pursuit's unnecessary. I have Bite. Bite's better. Now I have Super Fang. This is great. Yeah, I like that you can only catch the Gen 5 Pokemons in it at first until obviously you get the National Dex and you can get the swarms and stuff like that. But let's pull you out instead of Togepi. That's good. Alright, and then let's put you in the front and have you level a little bit. I think that's 7 encounters before we have to go try the gym leader. What was your team in Black and White? I had Samurott, Simisear, Giga, what was it? Galvantula with a spider, electric spider Pokemon. What else did I have? Oh, I had Unpheasant. That's not necessarily a no. It was just I was saying those would be the ones that I'd probably most like to do. Where can I watch Beyblade? From what I understand, Beyblade is a similar type of anime to Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Where it's basically like all the rules and everything in this universe is based upon whoever wins the games. The Beyblade games. A Butterfree, huh? Interesting. All right, I think this will be 5 more encounters after. Oh! Heracross! There we go. Nice. Okay. Fight. Let's do Rock Smash. Ooh, that's rough. Okay. What about Rock Throw? Is that gonna kill you? Dang it. I need some rare candies or something, man. Fight. Metal Claw. Oh, good. You're going to endure it. Emboar, Pansage, Zebstrika, and Pheasant. Those are all like, I can remember my OG. I still have my OG team. It's in my Pokemon Home right now. Maybe I'll pull up my Pokemon Home and show you. You were 6 when you played it? No! I killed the Heracross. Dang it. I cannot believe I did that. That's a whiffer. I was not paying attention. Ugh. Nothing in the tree. 4 more encounters after this one. Is it sleeping? Is that why there's a Z next to it? So you were 6 when Pokemon Black and White came out. What year was that? Was that 2011 for us in America? If that was 2011, then I was 19 when it came out, I believe. Yeah, I'm an old guy. Ugh, right, Tepig? Freaking kill the Pokemon I was looking for. That's a hard encounter. It's okay. I'll get one between now and the next stream, probably, if I don't find one in the next 4 encounters. Because I'm pretty sure I'm most definitely going to add that to my team. No, I don't think I'm going to learn Takedown. All right, 3 more after this one. Oh, yes, another Heracross. All right, let's use Rock Throw on it, see if that does a good amount. Rock Throw. Pin Missile. Oh my gosh. Let's just throw a Great Ball at it. Oh, come on. Pardon me. Alright, I think it can take a Metal Claw. And then I have to start throwing Pokeballs at it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically is, I'm sure you know already, basically Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game based, as a show based on a card game where like you have these evil dudes that are trying to like take over the world, and the way that they like take over the world is that they challenge the main character to like a card game, and then that decides the fate of the universe. It's like kind of like ridiculous, but it's awesome at the same time. There's beasts that live inside the Beyblades. That's how they make the show about spinning tops interesting. Yeah, that would make sense, because I mean, outside like what they do in Inception with spinning tops, where they're like, oh, if it doesn't fall over, then you're not in the dream. Or then you're in the dream. How do you make fighting with spinning tops interesting? Well, you have the spinning tops turn into beasts, and then they fight each other. Done. I'm there. Maybe I'll look at a trailer, like a commercial for Beyblades, too, and see. Because I know I had friends that like played with the Beyblades growing up, and it always looked kind of interesting to me, but I was more into Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, so I didn't like get into that fad. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. I'm running out of Pokeballs. Let's go with a... I think you can survive Metal Claw. Well, it doesn't matter because you're dead, so... Do Quick Attack. You should be able to survive Quick Attack. If you don't survive Quick Attack, I'm going to kill myself. That was a stress. Come on, stay in the Pokeball. Do I need to just throw the Great Ball at you? There goes Rattata's health. Dracula. Bag. Great Ball. There. Oh, come on. What did they make this thing like impossible to catch? I have 3 more attempts, and then I'm going to just have to give up for now. Oh, I've found often in times with a lot of animes and shows and things. Oh, come on! Why are you being this way? You shouldn't be that hard to catch. You're just a freaking Heracross. Last chance. Alright. There it is. And I will not have a Heracross today. I think I'll go buy some more Pokeballs and I'll give it one more chance. I still have 3 more encounters that I can look through. That sucks, though. I got 2 Heracrosses and didn't catch either of them. Let me heal my Pokemon. I don't want to spend too much more time on this, though, because I do think I would like to at least get 1 try for the plain badge before I close out. Ooh, net balls! Or is it the nest? Oh no, a somewhat different Pokeball that works. I'm going to buy a few of these. Ooh, no, they're expensive. What? Let's buy 10 of these. And then let's buy like 3 net balls. I can only buy 2. Okay, never mind. We're not going to buy any of those. All right. Man. All right, let's see if we can find another. So there's 2 more encounters after this one. I mean, I don't want to go all the way to Goldenrod. I just have to come all the way back to try to get a freaking Heracross. But I don't want to be spending the whole stream just trying to find a Heracross. It's something I can do off screen. Alright. Come on, Heracross. Nope. I have 1 more try after this. Let's do Seismic Toss. Ooh. Man, I was so close. He was down there. I need False Swipe is what I need. I'm able to buy Great Balls now, apparently, because apparently Pokeballs aren't working for... Nothing in the tree. There we go. Ugh. What a waste. Oh, what was I going to say about what I noticed about animes? What was I saying? Completely forgot. I can't even remember now. I'm sorry. If it comes to me, I'll let you know. Oh, I was going to say I noticed that in animes and shows and stuff, that the first season or first arc usually is a little bit rough to get through. And there's usually like by the second or third arc, there's some really cool lore stuff that they do within the anime that starts to make it like move and be really cool. Like for example, Naruto, the first arc, well, the first few episodes, I should say, are like kind of very vaguely filler. But then you get to this like first arc that's like the first official arc where they go to where at first in the first half it's like it's okay, it's fine, but then you get to like the latter half, which I would almost consider like the season 2 of the arc, if you will. It gets this really cool storyline for their villain, and it just does such a good job with the storytelling in it. But after that is when they really kick it into high gear with the tuning exams arc, which is I would say it's usually considered the season 3-ish. It covers so much of the story because You have the arc where they're in the forest, and then you have the in between the forest and the tournament arc where they're all training for the phase 2 or was it phase 3 part of the tuning exams. Okay, one more encounter. And then you have this whole, like, the whole tuning arc is such a big arc, and it, like, oh, man. I think Naruto's kind of a bad example because its first arc is super good, but, like, there are so many animes out there for me where it's like the first 5 to 10 episodes maybe are like a slog to get through sometimes. When I try to sit down and watch through them, it's almost like the way they start it is trying to have me assume too much or something, and then I have to, like, get through a certain amount of episodes before I'm at a place mentally where I kind of understand what's going on. All right, time to go Challenger because I did not get the Heracross, unfortunately. Dang, and I ran into 2. That's pretty good odds, running into 2 Heracrosses. Oh, that's cool. They show you how many steps you have left on your rappel up there in the top left-hand, top right-hand corner, top left-hand corner, up there where it says where I am and how much money I have and the time and stuff. All right, Mankey. I'm wondering if Mankey can do this at level 14 because he's got Seismic Toss. I almost kind of want to start with Mankey and see what happens. Oh, I forgot to put another repel on. It's been like this for years. Okay. There's some chat happening on the MMO side of things. Someone's upset about something that looks like, but I don't know what because I wasn't following chat. Sure, send me a trailer. You can message me in Discord. Oh. I think we'll give this gym one try, and if I can't do it... Oh! Whoops. Then I'll go ahead and end stream, because we're coming up on the 1 hour, 2 hour mark for the stream. So I think that's a good amount of time to have streamed. And I got some things I got to accomplish today, so. Okay, let's switch to Dracula. Wonder if I just start with Dunsparce and do the rollout method right from the beginning. I'm going to try that. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, why am I doing that? Throwing. I actually don't agree with a lot of the people that want 2D Pokemon back. I actually am more for them continuing the 3D Pokemon stuff. And I actually think, if you want my personal opinion, I think that people have been a little bit too ridiculous about how negative they've been towards the newer Pokemon games. I think if they're going to do the chibi art style like they did for BDSP for remakes moving forward, then what I would like to see them do is actually have all of the Pokemon, like, do what they've done in the past where they make it so where you can get the newer Pokemon in. Because I think one of the benefits of playing the newer games is being able to, like, it would have been cool to have, like, say, the Galarian Corsola or something like that in your BDSP playthrough. And if not in like in the way of like being able to incorporate them into the Pokedex, at the very least let them be transferable in via Pokemon Home after you get like the National Dex or something. Because I think if you're just going to do the chibi style graphical update kinds of remakes, I don't personally feel like that's worth it. Because with BDSP, we were literally just playing a game we already had, right? If you're going to do that, you might as well do what they're doing for Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green and just drop it on the eShop as a direct port. There's no point in remaking it at that point. They barely gave us anything different. Whereas when you look at a remake like, say, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they brought it into the graphics of X and Y. They gave you the use of Mega Stones. They let you even... actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to get some levels on Mankey with the gym trainers first. Uh-oh. Oh, the radio card. That's right. I'm like, what? So, yeah. I am okay with them not ever doing the 2D Pokemon stuff again because I don't care about that as much as a lot of people do. I think it's cool. But I actually am more interested in seeing the old... Oh, crap. I wasted another repel. I'm actually more interested in seeing the older Pokemon within the newer style, personally. That, to me, is what a remake is. Would I be against it? Would I probably buy it anyway? Sure. I'll probably buy it anyways. Nidorana can only be female. Yes. Kurt, the Pokeball creator, uses apricots. Nope, apricorns. No. I don't know. Did I answer your question? I don't know. Probably should have. I got it. I remembered them all. So what I would like them to do, if the Seed Project is the MMO, if that's what it is, I don't remember what is the Seed Project. What is Pokemon Seed? Project Seed is an experimental leaked next-generation Pokemon project game for design. So here's actually what I'd really like them to do. I don't want them to do, if they're going to do an MMO, I want them to do a 3D MMO. And I would want them to give us at least PlayStation 3 quality graphic imagery for the MMO. And what I'd want them to do is I'd want them to start with Kanto and Johto as the original regions. And then give us expansions that are the next regions over. And actually, honestly, I feel like, in a way, Project Seed could be the wave of the future, where they could then eventually get it to become on the PC and different things like that, although I don't know if it ever get Pokemon on the PC. But I think that Generation 10, if Seed is successful, Generation 10 could possibly be the final Pokemon game that we see as like a general mainline game. Because I think it would make more sense for them to focus their effort in making a really good MMO that they can have as a living, breathing, continuous game that gives us a national dex, right? Oh, where am I going? Here we go. It gives us a national dex, and they don't have to worry about, oh, these Pokemon aren't coming back. And all the DLC that you will buy will essentially be the next game. So Generation 11 could be released instead of as Generation 11 Fire, Ocean, and Lightning Sea or whatever, right? It could just be released as the next expansion for Project Seed. And, of course, over time, they can make the remakes, essentially, the other regions that... Yeah, I know the thought of 11 already exists from the Terror League. I'm just saying that this, in my opinion, would probably be the smarter plan for them. Because I don't think people really like what we're getting from like mainline generation games anymore. They don't really want that. What people want is a living, breathing, updated game that they buy once and then they buy DLCs and downloads for it to get more content, more and more and more and more content. I mean, look at a game like WoW, right? How long that game has survived and how they've made it better and then worse at times and then better at times, right? I think Pokemon needs to do something like that. Now, do they necessarily need to remove mainline generation games in order to achieve that? No, I just think it's going to be a self-competition. That's all. When you're making... low sweep. Yes, please. Let's get rid of Pursuit. I think when you're making mainline Pokemon games and then also making an MMO, right? The issue that you have is there's going to be self-competition. And I think one of the pitfalls that you can start seeing come from an MMO as well is if you have to pay subscription. I think the only way a Pokemon MMO can really work right now with how mad Pokemon fans are at the Pokemon Company is if your subscription for the server is part of your NSO account. And honestly, I think that would help Nintendo because it would drive a lot of people to buying an NSO account that don't already have one. So I think this is a really good, smart business plan for both Pokemon and NSO to try to implement. I don't know that or think that they will, but who knows? One thing I know is this. If consumers tried to switch their mindset to, if I could give more to the companies and spend more and buy their products so they can keep giving me money, then that's my part in the machine. And if companies said to themselves, let me charge as little as I possibly can so consumers can buy more, then that's their part in the well-oiled machine. Obviously, there is an element of like, you can only charge so little before you're kind of losing profit, you know. But so one thing that is interesting about Fortnite is Fortnite. 1 second. Fortnite is kind of like a living, breathing game that has constant like what do you call it? Constant updates and changes and stuff. But it's also literally like the same game always. The changes and edits that they have are mostly cosmetic, mostly like just different weapons you can use for doing the same activity that you've been doing with your friends already. So you incorporate that into something like Pokemon where in essence, giving me another region with more badges and stuff is kind of the same thing, sure. But it's also giving the Pokemon fans something that they've been wanting for years, like literally since Gold and Silver, which is a game that has all the regions. This is why Pokemon MMO has kind of been so successful, is that's what they're giving us, is they're giving us exactly what I'm describing. It's just they're doing it in the 2D animation style instead of 3D. I would say give us basically this exact thing that they're giving us already, right? This MMO where we can go across multiple regions. But honestly, I would like it if it was even in just Scarlet and Violet graphics. That would be good enough for me, personally. It's possible that Pokemon Seed gets an... What if Pokemon Seed and Project Gaia end up being the same thing, and we've been reading the what do you call it? The Terra Lake wrong. Or whoever was giving us the Terra Lake was reading it wrong, right? And Gen 10 is supposed to be an MMO that is going to, from this moment forward, do that, where the first region that they give you for the MMO is this islands region in the Southeast Asia, and then maybe their DLCs will start to be things like Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, and all that. That would be really interesting, because it would, in a way, it would it would give us our Generation 10 and at the same time the MMO. I don't think that's what's happening, but that'd be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if Pokemon Seed was like some kind of before, because I think the last thing they're going to do on Pokemon Presents obviously is going to be announced Gen 10. But I wouldn't be surprised if they had some sort of little like teaser about, hey, by the way, we're working on an MMO, and it's set to come out 2030 or whatever, right? What did the leak say? I don't know if... Oh, so speculation of pointing towards a 28 or 2029 release, which, here's my thoughts. If that's the release point, maybe they're accidentally conflating Generation 11 and Seed as two different things, because 2028 to 2029, that would be roughly in line with getting a Generation 11 game, maybe a little early. Like, if we're getting Gen 10 2026, then about 3 to 4 years later, so 2029 or 2030, we'd be getting Generation 11. So why would they drop like a Pokemon MMO if they're just about to get ready to drop Generation 11 in the following year? That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me personally. Yeah, I'm looking online. It says a 2028 to 2029 release. So that seems pretty quick. Turnaround from Generation 10. That gives them the 2027 year to do DLC for Generation 10, and then essentially Generation 10 will be over and would be in the era of the Pokemon MMO. Why would they then, another year or two later, just release another generation when we're in the heat of an MMO like project? Maybe in the event that the MMO doesn't succeed or go well. That's, I guess, possible. I think the thing that would hold the MMO back, to be honest with you, is a subscription fee. If they bake the subscription fee into NSO, they'll be more successful. But if they make it its own fee, where you have to pay like $15 a month, that's where it's going to issue. Yeah. I'm wondering if BDSP might have been the last traditional remake we get, and we might just start moving into an era of Legends games as like the main game that we get, and an MMO kind of taking over the spot of remakes and generation games. They'll give us remakes and a new generation every like 3 or 4 years, right? I don't know. I could be wrong. Just a thought. Oh, crap. Used rock throw. It's not what I wanted to use. Though, I could see them going into an era where they are essentially replacing the remakes with the MMO, but continuing giving us new generation games. Well, I don't know if we have to pay for Project C. It's just generally speaking with MMOs, there has been some kind of subscription fee that you have to pay for alongside the game in order for them to keep the servers and stuff up. So, oh, it could be like an additional cost to your Pokemon home fee, or it's like, oh, for an extra $5 on top of Pokemon. They could bundle it, right? There could be like a what's Pokemon Home right now? Like $5 a month, $10 a month. So they could bundle it where they do something where Pokemon Home normally costs $10 a month, and Project Seed normally costs $10 a month. But if you bundle them into the same program, then you're only going to have to pay like $15 a month instead. So you get like a $5 discount. I think that could be a way to go with it too, because people are already spending an extra cost on Pokemon Home. You have a point there. At least if they want to get the extra like 200 boxes, you know. Are you kidding me right now with this? How did that not kill it? Ugh. I see the only way a subscribed MMO works for Pokemon is if A, the MMO is so good that people just flock to it. B, the subscription is baked into NSO or your Pokemon Home subscription. Or B, they just don't have a subscription. Why do my Pokemon just die so quickly? Oh, man. These fights are taking way too long to get through. Echoed voice. What do you think? What would be your preferred way for a Pokemon MMO to occur? Because, I mean, if you think about it, having a Pokemon MMO that with a subscription fee, you're going to be competing with WoW. You're going to be competing with Star Wars Online. You're going to be competing with Elder Scrolls Online, Final Fantasy XIV. There's a lot of subscription MMOs out there that Pokemon will be competing with. Now, is Pokemon a big IP that could probably compete and beat most of those? Sure. I don't know that it's beating Final Fantasy XIV or WoW. It probably could beat Star Wars or Elder Scrolls. That's the other thing, is like if you look at it just from a Nintendo player point of view, right? You're already paying for NSO. You're already paying for Pokemon Home. And they want you to buy another subscription to play the MMO? That's kind of ridiculous. I'm going to go heal. And then it looks like it's just me and Whitney. Did I fight those guys? I don't know if I fought those guys. Oh, well. I guess I'll lose out on that experience because I'm going to go fight Whitney now. I honestly, I keep coming back to, I think the best way for them to implement an MMO is to bake it in to the NSO app. Make it to be where you can only... What they could do is they could make it to where you could play just the story mode version if you own the game. But if you want to have the multi-man online functionality and be able to do dungeons and raids and things and quest with your friends, then you'll have to have the NSO app. Otherwise, you'll be doing basically the solo version of everything. I could see that working. They have like a 2 methods thing. Star Wars actually has been relatively successful with its... All right, here we go. Star Wars has been really successful with its free-to-play way. They have a free-to-play method where you basically, if you don't pay your subscription, you can still play the story mode, but there's like some restrictions and things, and you don't get as much experience points if you're not subscribed. My problem is that with how much issue Pokemon has been having already with making good games on their regular schedule, what's gonna be the game plan for, like, well, that sucks. All right, Eddie, it's your turn. Let's just get your rollout going. Roll out. Autobots, roll out. Covet. Ooh, geez, that was a critical? Why? Okay, here we go. Stomp. Ouch. Flinched. Really? Wow. I don't even want to waste a potion. Headbutt. That was stupid. Alright, what about Sandshrew? Can Sandshrew finish this off? Probably not. Because Stomp's going to just rail me. I think I can do it if I just start with Dunsparce. I was trying to start with Mankey and it didn't work. I'll give it one more attempt after this, because I think if I just start with Dunsparce and do the rollout, then I should be fine. Also, you got a freaking critical hit. That was kind of unfair. Rage. Stomp is just killing me. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's try it again, but I'm going to put Dunsparce at the front. Boom. I think one edit they need to make to this, and maybe because I maybe just haven't gotten the experience share yet, and maybe they do it this way, but I think one quality of life improvement that the newer Pokemon games do have over the old games, in my opinion, is I actually do think it's better that all your Pokemon get experience points every fight, because it makes it so there's so much grinding and so much effort that you have to put into. Give me a second. Oh, someone at my door. I can't right now. Okay, can I have like 5 minutes? All right, that was my sister. She was trying to cut my hair. I'm going to try this one more time, and then I'm going to go ahead and end stream and see if she's still around. Should have ended stream like 5 minutes ago. That's what I was worried about. Okay. Not headbutt. Miltank. Flinch, flinch, flinch. Dang it. Stomp. And then she's just going to kill me with Stomp over and over. Okay. This is ridiculous. That shouldn't have happened. Wish there was a speed up. Alright. Come on, survive it. Nope. I think had I not used headbutt and I'd used rollout instead, things would have been a little differently. Probably not too much different though. All right, one more attempt because I made a mistake. Man, her Stomp just destroys everything. Now I understand I'm like way lower than her, but still, Stomp cannot be that powerful. And it flinched too, which is annoying. It's like it had to flinch. All right, let's try it one more time, and this time I'm gonna use rollout. Last attempt though. If I fail on this, I'm gonna go ahead and end stream, and then I'm gonna have to grind up, and I'm not gonna be able to do it unless I grind up if I can't do it this time. And this will be the third gym in a row where Dunsparce would have come in clutch if my strategy pulls through, and I actually see. The other thing about last time is that she didn't switch out immediately and then start stomping me. That was kind of bad RNG. They made the AIs in this a lot smarter. Fight. Rollout. See, she withdrew immediately. Then I used rollout. Boom. Then she's going to stomp. And I'm probably going to flinch again. Rollout. Good. Oh, but I'm not increasing rollout nearly enough. Yeah, she's able to eat rollout too easy. All right. Well, I guess that's it. No problem. You just missed me lose to her like 3 times. That's all. And I'm going to have to call it because I'm going to have to grind up to be able to defeat her. She's way too strong for me. That mill tank is going to be a pain. And all she does is spam stomp. So I'm going to at least have to get all my Pokemon at least up to like level 21, 22 before I try this again. At least still have to get like Mankey up or something so that he can like one-shot everything. Yeah, it's not happening today. I'm going to do my best to try to grind a little bit over the week. But I don't know that I'll be able to. Goodbye, Bruce. Here's what's nice. Is I could grind on her and keep on fighting her over and over and hopefully get some levels from something. Because I don't lose any money from dying to her at all. So, but if I can't even get anything killed, it's not going to matter. All right. Well, thank you for joining stream, Tepig. Thanks, Vendoris and Nintendo, for joining my stream. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow Nintendo, Tepig, and Vendoris as well. And be sure to tune into all of our channels on Friday for Pokemon Presents. We'll see what's coming down the pike. All right. Thank you for watching. Later.